All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are looking at our over-the-counter drugs and an over-the-counter drug comparison. So I've already set up our testing plates. So in each of these three well plates, we have aspirin. In each of these three, we have Alka-Seltzer, sodium bicarbonate, Tylenol, and our two unknowns, A and B. Now, my children have already categorized them physically. So they said that aspirin is kind of a flaky, crystalline white powder. Alka-Seltzer is a clumpy, fine white powder. Sodium bicarbonate is a very fine white powder. And Tylenol is a fluffy white powder that sparkles. Unknown A is also a crystalline, flaky white powder, and unknown B is also a fluffy white powder with sparkles. Now we have to do some chemical reactions. So to each of our first wells, we're going to add about a dropper full of water. Like so. And if you look closely at the sodium bicarbonate, you see when I added the water, it started to fizz. We're going to do the same with the rest of our reagents. And what we're looking for is both a chemical reaction and solubility. So does it actually dissolve in the water? I'll make note of each of these. And now our last two unknowns. To help things along, we're going to use our stirring rods. So aspirin, you notice, doesn't really dissolve at all. Our Alka-Seltzer, as you see, dissolves and fizzes. The sodium bicarbonate dissolves. And our Tylenol doesn't dissolve either. It's pretty insoluble, as you can see. Let's take a look at our two unknowns. Unknown A, also insoluble, doesn't really dissolve. And unknown B, as you can see, also pretty insoluble. Now, usually in our lab procedure, we'd be adding universal pH indicator to each of these wells with the water in it. But since we don't have universal pH indicator today we're going to actually be using pH paper with our pH scale on the paper itself. So we're just going to dip our pH paper into each of the wells and then lay it to the side. So there's our aspirin, our Alka-Seltzer, our sodium bicarbonate, the Tylenol, our unknown A, and our unknown B. And in the background you can hear our dog Ranger. He's a bit jealous of all the attention the chemicals are getting. Now if we look at our pH papers, we'll start with our aspirin. You can see the pH on there with the color change is about a 2. So that's about the same acidity as your stomach acid. Alka-Seltzer, that's about a 6. Maybe a 7. You can see it's kind of greenish toward the end, so we'll say that's a 7. The sodium bicarbonate, and I'd say that's pretty close to an 8. Our Tylenol, once again about a 6 or a 7. Our unknown A, once again a pH 2. And then our unknown B, probably about a 6 or a 7 again. All right, our next part of the experiment is to each of our second wells, we're going to be adding hydrochloric acid. And what we're looking at for here is some sort of chemical reaction. Keep your nose down, Ranger. You don't want to sniff that. So, just a couple drops in each, and we're looking for any sort of chemical reaction. Notice that the Alka-Seltzer fizzes up quite a bit. The sodium bicarbonate as well. Tylenol, not so much. And then our unknown A and unknown B, absolutely no reaction. So once again, aspirin, no reaction. Alka-Seltzer and sodium bicarbonate fizzed. And then our unknowns A and B, no reaction. So we're probably getting a pretty good idea what our unknowns A and B probably are at this point. Our last test is we're going to be adding the chemical solution ferric nitrate to each of our plates. And once again, we're looking for a fizz, but we're also looking for a color change. So we're going to start with our aspirin. Not really much. I mean, the solution itself is kind of orange, so really not much of a difference there. Our sodium bicarbonate, you notice it turned a very dark reddish color and fizzed right up. And that was the Alka-Seltzer. Our sodium bicarbonate, bright orange and fizz. And our Tylenol, see almost a purple color to that. It's our unknown A. Once again, just kind of its standard orange color. And then our unknown B. Get a little bit more in there. Once again, our kind of purple color, as you can see. So we're going to record these notes and these results on our data sheets that are posted online, and it's your job to determine, based on the reactions, what unknown A and unknown B are most similar to: aspirin, Alka-Seltzer, sodium bicarbonate, or Tylenol.